and it always goes perfectly. So my take on this bad boy feels like a dream. It is like, I wonder how that did with the sound here. Try a little something here while we're getting ready to film. I don't want the ice in there. That should do it. Stay. Work on that in a little bit. Hi folks, it's Switchback. If you've watched any of my trip videos, you know that I use the Nemo Equipment Disco sleeping bag. This is the Nemo Disco 15 women's sleeping bag. I've had this for a year, almost to the day now, and I've got probably at least 50 nights in it so far. And I've used it in temperatures anywhere from 16, like 15, 16 degrees Fahrenheit up to about 60, with an ideal temp for me personally of about 40 to 45. Before I got this, I tried the Big Agnes Sidewinder, but I found it wasn't large enough in the knees for the way that I sleep. So what is the big deal with the Nemo Disco sleeping bags? Well, they've got a spoon shape, which is a little bit different from the mummy bag that you might be used to seeing. Nemo has their very own spoon shape, so it's a little wider in the knees and wider in the elbows and shoulders than most of your mummy bags will be. The Disco is the down version of that. They also have the Nemo Riff, which is the synthetic version. They come in a 15 degree and a 30 degree, and I believe the Riff does as well. My feet are not loving this position. Bear with me. More of the features. This has what it calls thermo gills, and these will open like that, and this kind of expands the temperature range of the sleeping bag. So this lets a little bit of the heat out. It won't necessarily let all of it out, and it doesn't necessarily make it wider, but it does let it breathe a little bit more, which is nice when you are in warmer temperatures. One of my favorite features is the draft collar. They also call it a blanket something. Basically, when you're in this thing, you can tuck it up around your neck. Don't put it over your face like this, please, because then you are breathing all that condensation into your sleeping bag, which will ultimately make you colder. But I like it tucked up under my neck, reducing the draft, and it feels like a whoopee, like a nice soft blanket that's just there for comfort. Like most mummy bags, this has a hood, and it can be cinched down here. Am I even doing it the right way? I don't know. I think so. Yeah. Right? I don't even know. Aha! There we go. I was like, I know I'm tightening something. I don't know. But anyway, it can be cinched down, but it should never be stored that way. But this can help you, especially when it's cold, to really lock in the heat there. However, as a stomach sleeper, I really don't put my head inside of the hood real often. So this is going to be one of those things that will benefit some users more than others. Back into the collar here, there is a spot for a pillow. It's a little pillow pocket. You could shove your puffy in there or some clothes as a makeshift pillow. I personally don't like to have my pillow in there just because I like to be able to kind of put my hand under it sometimes. But it is a nice feature, and especially if I did forget my pillow, then I could shove something in there. I've actually shoved my down coat inside of here and kind of laid on top, and it's been very comfortable. Also on the front here on the outside is a zippered pocket. It is a girl pocket. It is not going to fit your phone unless you have like an old Nokia flip phone. I'm sure it has its uses. I've literally never used it. Because it's on the outside, I don't even put my water filter in there. I guess I could put my water filter in here, but I just feel safer with it being on the inside of my sleeping bag with me. The inside of this thing is like a dream. It is silky smooth, I have to say. I do love it. On the outside, it's 30 denier nylon. On the inside, it is 30 denier taffeta nylon. I dig it. Nice and soft. It also has a nice snag-resistant zipper. With this really interesting layer. This material feels different on the inside here next to the zipper on both sides, so that it's less likely to get stuck in that zipper. going up or down. This has been pretty effective, and I've used lots of sleeping bags over the years. It's really nice when you have to pee in the middle of the night for it to not get jammed up. There's also this little, what did they call it? There's also what they call a draft tube, and this is basically like a little roll of material with down in it so that when it's zippered up, you're not gonna lose that heat out of your zipper, which is kind of nice. In a lot of bags, that is a big spot for heat loss. So as I said, this is all 30 denier nylon. The foot box is 40 denier, and it is an overstuffed foot box, an overstuffed hood. You can see a little down, but this has a durable water repellent finish on it so that when your foot box is up against the wall of your tent and there's condensation, it's less likely for your feet to get wet and cold. I can attest because I have had this in my single walled tent and it's gotten wet, and thankfully I didn't have a lot of heat loss out there. I have also unzipped it entirely. Now we're gonna get jammed. Oh no, it's just this little pocket at the end. There's a little like pocket here at the bottom of the zipper. So I have unzipped this and used this like a quilt. But then this is kind of what the top of it looks like when you use it that way. So you can put your head in the middle. I've even used the draft collar like that, but the hood kind of gets annoying when you use it that way. It does come with its own stuff sack and a storage sack, and I will demonstrate both of those a little later in the video. Another nice little feature is it has these little loops at the bottom here if you need to hang it to dry or if you want to hang it in your closet. I like having the loops. On this particular bag I haven't used them, but on other ones that don't come with a storage sack I have. Let's get into some specs now. So the claimed weight on this is 3 pounds 1 ounce. You can see here, I'll put a shot right now of what I get on my home scale. It's filled with 650 fill power treated down. It is RDS rated, which is responsible down standard. I'll put a link down below to all the different ratings for down. Again, it comes in 15 and 30 degree temps. It also comes in a regular length, which is what I have, and I'm 5'4", or it also comes in a longer length. The women's zips up on the right, the men's zips up on the left so that the two can zip together. That's not super useful in my particular situation, but it might be in yours. Nemo offers a lifetime guarantee on these. I was actually commenting with another YouTuber who reviewed this that she had replaced her zipper. It went really well. Nemo was very easy to work with. It got done. Got sent back to her. She's happy. Thankfully, I haven't needed to make a warranty claim. I've only had it for a year. Only got like 50 or so nights on it. So thankfully, it's held up quite well. And I did want to wait until I actually had some use on this before I reviewed it. Trying this one out. Pretty good. All right, back to business. Again, it does come with its own storage sack. It should always be stored loosely. Really, any sleeping bag should be stored loosely when it's not being taken out on the trail. When you are taking it on the trail, again, it does come with a compression sack. I use it sometimes. I don't use it other times. Honestly, I don't know which way is better. I feel like it fills my backpack a little bit better when it's not in here, because this is like trying to stuff a basketball in there. And this can actually kind of fill some of that white space a little bit better. Which is right, I don't know. You're gonna hear the airplanes. I'd love it if you supported the channel by subscribing, liking this video, and sharing it with your friends. When I store it in here, I store it with my pillow, and I put the compression sack in there. And that way it's all together and I don't lose things, which is way too easy to do. Now my foot's numb. Awesome. Oh God. It's like super freaking numb. Don't get too much poison oak in the process here. Okay, so how does this whole contraption work? Well, let me demonstrate. Your sleeping bag, no matter what sleeping bag it is, should always be stuffed and not folded or rolled into your bag. So we're gonna start with the foot box end. I just kind of balled it up in my hand a little bit to get it in. And you kind of go around one side to the other kind of shove it on in. And it doesn't really matter if you zip it up first or not. Sometimes if I've been using it like a quilt, I won't bother zipping it back up. But you'll want to do the foot box end in first, because if you do the hood end first, it ends up with a lot of air trapped. Things I've learned the hard way. Then cinch it down like that. So now it's in the stuff sack, but this is a compression stuff sack. So you're going to want to loosen the straps up. There should be 2 that are attached and 2 that clip. So we're going to loosen everything up here. Loosen the ones with the clips. And then this is going to come around like that. And this will go over the top. And now go ahead and clip. And then I kind of tighten them just to where there's tension on it, but not like tightening it per se. Because you want to try to keep them all fairly even with each other. Otherwise it's all lopsided. And then I kind of go opposite sides. And I push down. And see, it's already kind of going off side there. Okay. And that is as much as this stuff sack will compress it down. It could go down a little bit more. But that is how it looks, all ready to roll. And this is kind of nice because you can kind of grab onto the handle here. And it has a little description on it. And then when you want to undo all this, you're going to undo it the same way. I kind of go around all 4 sides. I don't necessarily loosen up all the way every time, but unclip the 2, undo that. Watch that you don't pull this off. You could tie a knot in these. There might have already been a knot and it just came undone, but I'm gonna probably go ahead and do that. Ta-da! And then, there it is. So anytime that you're pulling your sleeping bag out of this, it will need a little time to loft up. You can see how much more compressed it is right now. And then it'll loft up. It's already kind of inflating a bit. Any kind of insulation will need those air gaps in order to keep you warm. Synthetic will just spring up on its own. Down needs a little bit more time to loft up. And then when you want to store it, again, I put everything in here. Start with the foot box. Jeez. And it always goes perfectly. There you go. So nice and loose. Some people put it on a hanger, shove it in the bottom of your closet, whatever works for you. So my take on this bad boy is it's ideal for like 40 to 45 degrees. I get a little hot if I have it in warmer temps and I need, you know, more insulation, a sleeping bag liner, an extra quilt if I start getting much below that. When I took it to 16, 15 degrees, I took an extra quilt, a liner. I had all kinds of stuff to try to keep me warm. And that was with Mountain Goat. So the 2 of us were in our tent together. So it was a lot warmer having both of us in there. And again, I had started out with the Sidewinder and I found it was too narrow in the knees for me. I couldn't sleep the way that I sleep. Before you store it, always make sure that it is 100% dry. And you can hang it on a clothesline. I hang mine in the garage, whatever works for you. Even on the trail sometimes, after it's been in my tent with condensation, I've hung it over a tree branch or whatever to let it dry. When you're using a sleeping bag a lot, especially out on the trail where you're getting a little funky, it's gonna get funky too. It's gonna get some stains. You're gonna need to wash it periodically. So if you wanna see how to do that, I have a video for you right up here. There's a list of chapters down in the description below. So if you just want to watch the part about washing your sleeping bag, check that out.